The movie opens with Jianzi's best friend giving her a bright, cheerful good morning. But Jianzi looks absolutely terrified. Why? Because just yesterday she gained a bizarre ability. She can see ghosts. Even in broad daylight, she's seeing literal spirits everywhere. Talk about a nightmare, right? But how did this even happen? Let's find out. The story kicks off in a classroom. Jianzi and her friend Xiao Lili are tallying votes for a class project, deciding between a dance performance or opening a shop. Jianzi starts counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. She counts 15 people. Then she counts the people who want a shop, another 15. But their pregnant teacher is confused. She says there are only 29 students in the class. Where did the 30th person come from? Can they not count? Jianzi starts recounting carefully. That's when she notices an indistinct dark shadow sitting in the corner, looking straight out of a horror movie. At first, she thinks her eyes are playing tricks on her, but looking closer, it's definitely a terrifying dark figure. Jianzi keeps her mouth shut because the teacher is pregnant and she doesn't want to scare her and cause any complications. She just sits down and searches the internet for why someone might see things. The web tells her high blood pressure can cause hallucinations. On the bus ride home, she looks toward the front seats and sees a semi-transparent human face just floating there, flashing a hideous, toothy grin. Terrified, Jianzi starts crying right there on the bus. She gets off midway and, too scared to go home, sits by the road looking for a way to stop seeing ghosts. She finds a video of an exorcist saying you shouldn't be afraid. If you show fear, the ghost will feed off it. Instead, you have to stand your ground and scold them. Armed with this new knowledge, Jianzi reaches her house only to find the ghost of a small child in a yellow hat sitting by the road. She tries to get brave and scold the ghost, but it completely backfires. The ghost starts following her. Jianzi runs for her life and trips, totally wiping out. Luckily, her brother comes out with a bat and saves her. Later, she watches another show where experts say you have to ignore them. If a ghost realizes you can see them, they'll never leave you alone. Right then, she sees that same kid in the yellow hat standing right in front of her TV. Following the expert's advice, Jianzi decides to completely ignore it. The ghost starts making all kinds of faces, but Jianzi acts like she doesn't see a thing. The next morning, Jianzi doesn't see any ghosts on her way to school. She's overjoyed, running around like she's in a romantic movie. But her happiness doesn't even last 3 seconds. Suddenly, she sees a terrifying, ghostly hand gripping her friend Lily's shoulder. Her powers are definitely still there. Lily had gone to a relative's funeral yesterday, and the ghost likely followed her back from there. Jianzi hides in the bathroom and searches for how to drive away spirits. She finds a tip about using salt. She borrows some salt from a classmate, but regular salt doesn't work. It needs to be a special kind. Turns out there are 2 other people in the school with similar abilities. One is Yuria, who's claimed to see ghosts since she was a kid. The other is the student council president. Inside the president's office, Jianzi sees an old demonic spirit hovering near the pregnant teacher's belly, trying to harm the baby. Jianzi knows she has to act fast. She fakes a stomachache and starts screaming while heading to the bathroom just to distract the ghost. Her strange behavior and the way she stares into empty space make the president realize Jianzi is one of them. The president sends Yuria to check on her. Yuria tries to get close to Jianzi and Lily in the bathroom under the guise of taking photos. She's trying to test Jianzi. Jianzi realizes she's being watched. Just then, the president mentions the school's dark history. Apparently, many people died here during an earthquake, leaving behind a lot of restless souls. Before leaving, the president says, "With great power comes great responsibility," hinting that the ghost on Lily's shoulder is dangerous. Meanwhile, Lily's hunger has become uncontrollable because of the ghost. She's eating like a monster. Jianzi buys her a prayer bead bracelet, but it snaps the second she puts it on. This ghost is powerful. Jianzi takes Lily straight to a temple. After praying, it actually works. Jianzi sees the terrifying hand detach from Lily. It waits outside, unable to enter the temple. Lily finally feels some relief. That afternoon, they hold a lottery for the cultural festival. Jianzi has terrible luck, and they get stuck with the job no one wants, building the entrance gate. Yuria takes Jianzi and Lily to an old abandoned building to look for material. Honestly, Yuria is just trying to scare Jianzi into admitting she sees ghosts. But the room is so full of terrifying spirits that Lily gets scared for no reason, bolts. Jianzi runs right after her. Outside, they see an ambulance taking the pregnant teacher away. The teacher reassures them she's just going into labor, but Jianzi sees multiple shadows circling her. Looking closer, she realizes these aren't bad spirits. They're the souls of her deceased relatives guarding her and her unborn child. Before leaving, the teacher tells them to work together. Back in class, the girls decide they don't want to build a gate. They want to make a ghost house instead. Meanwhile, the principal announces that the teacher safely gave birth. Jianzi gets annoyed by the way the principal is talking. Then, a new substitute teacher arrives named Tono, or Zen. All the girls are instantly smitten, thinking he's a kind-hearted guy, but Jianzi is the only one who sees a hideous, cat-like ghost clinging to his back. During lunch, the new teacher calls Lily and Jianzi to his office to check on the class. Jianzi stares at him so intensely that even he gets embarrassed. Over the next few days, the girls stay busy setting up the ghost house. Jianzi has to force herself to look happy, even though she's living a real-life horror movie. Since Lily is the class rep, she's constantly talking to the new teacher. Suddenly, Jianzi notices the terrifying cat ghost has moved from the teacher's back and is now right in front of Lily's face. In an instant, it seems to drain all of Lily's energy, and she loses the strength to even speak. Jianzi realizes something is seriously wrong. While she's staring, the ghost uses the teacher's voice to whisper a bone-chilling message directly to her. Later, the whole class gathers for a group photo. Lily arrives late and tries to force a smile. When Jianzi goes to check the photo, what she sees makes her blood run cold. Jianzi zooms in on the photo and shudders. She realizes that the caring ghost attached to the teacher has now completely fused with Xiao Lily's face. This means the ghost has left the teacher and latched on to Lily. The danger level here is a straight 10 out of 10. They barely managed to drive away a lazy spirit, and now this dark, malevolent entity has taken over. Seeing no other choice, Jianzi decides to use her previous tactic. That night, she practically drags Lily to the temple, but this time, the old trick doesn't work. They walk back and forth through the temple gates, but Lily remains just as weak as before. In fact, Lily suddenly snaps and shoves Jianzi to the ground. Failing to exorcise the ghost leaves Jianzi feeling completely devastated. When she gets home, Jianzi sees her mother busy writing a resume for a job, while her father asks, "Why are you home so late? Did you get a boyfriend?" Jianzi doesn't say a word and heads straight to her room. But don't forget, there's still that small child ghost lurking in her room. Terrified, Jianzi hides under her covers and texts the class group, "As long as my eyes are closed, there's no danger. I don't see a thing." The next morning, Jianzi is still upset. At the breakfast table, her father affectionately asks, "Hey, what do you want for lunch today? The big box or the small one?" Jianzi puts on her headphones, ignores him completely, and slams the door on her way to school. But when she gets to class, she sees that Xiao Lily isn't there. Even the new teacher Zen and his cat ghost are missing. A little later, Lily's mother calls in tears, saying Lily is unconscious in the hospital and the doctors can't figure out why. Jianzi realizes the situation is spiraling out of control. She runs to Yuria to see if she has a solution. After hearing everything, Yuria explains Lily has a high energy body, the kind everyone likes at first sight, so ghosts are naturally drawn to her. Yuria then closes her eyes and enters a deep meditation. She realizes that the ghost attached to the teacher isn't a dead soul, it's an ikisuyo, or a living spirit. To put it simply, imagine someone loved someone else very deeply but was betrayed, and that intense jealousy and resentment can manifest as a spirit and haunt the person. Yuria is convinced the teacher is a playboy who broke someone's heart, and that girl's curse is what's following him. They form a plan. Jianzi will pretend to trip to distract the teacher, while Yuria chants a mantra from the opposite building to drive the ghost away. But right then, Lily's mother calls again to say a visitor has arrived at the hospital to see Lily, and it's none other than their pregnant class teacher. The teacher had her baby at that same hospital. Jianzi had heard that the teacher and Zen used to be a couple, so they assumed the ghost was born from the teacher's jealousy. When Jianzi confronts her, the teacher is shocked. She reveals that the person with the most terrifying obsession with Zen isn't her, it's Zen's own mother. A flashback shows that when Zen was a child, even a 98 on a test wouldn't satisfy her mother. Instead, she would hiss from the shadows like a ghost, asking, "Are you going to leave me like your father did?" Even though Zen's mother has passed away, she couldn't let go of her son. She has turned into a terrifying, vengeful spirit, thousands of times stronger than a living soul. This old witch of a spirit can't stand any girl near her son and drains their life force completely. The president then reminds them that the reason the temple trick didn't work the other night was because the gods have duty hours. It's like a 9-to-5 office job. Once the sun sets, the gods aren't there, so they have to get the teacher into that temple right now before sunset. No sooner said than done. Jianzi intentionally breaks some cultural festival supplies and asks the teacher, "Sir, we need to buy more supplies. Can you give me a ride?" According to the plan, they get into the car. As they approach the temple, Jianzi asks him to stop. She tells him there's a shortcut through the temple ground, but the mother spirit senses the trap. She refuses to let him cross the temple gate. Right then, Yuria, dressed in her ritual gear, runs up and shoves the teacher inside the temple boundary. Boom, it works. The connection between the mother and son is severed. The mother's spirit transforms into her true horrific form. Yuria starts her chance, but she's no match for the witch's power. With one swipe, Yuria is knocked unconscious. Driven by her blind obsession with her son, the mother's ghost almost breaks through the temple's powerful barrier. It felt like the end, but suddenly, time seems to freeze. The world turns black and white. From within the temple, a massive white shadow, the god itself, emerges. The mother's ghost screams in agony and retreats. Time returns to normal. Zen finally finds his courage and says, "Mom, I don't want to be a mama's boy anymore. You need to go." But his mother doesn't give up easily. She keeps calling out to him. Jianzi thinks fast and screams, "Look, a UFO in the sky." As the teacher looks away, the mother's spirit gets distracted and finally vanishes into thin air. At that exact moment, a message arrives from Lily. She's fully recovered. After everything is settled, Yuria shares her true story while eating ice cream. Her parents died when she was young, and her intense desire to see them is what gave her the ability to see ghosts. Jianzi then realizes her own power came from a similar place. And here comes the biggest and most emotional twist of the story. Jianzi returns home to find her mother sharing good news about her job. Her father is sitting on the sofa, but this time, Jianzi doesn't ignore him. She cooks his favorite meal, meat with scallion stalks. Then she takes the food and places it in front of her father's photo on the altar. Jianzi's mother wipes away a tear, looks at the photo and says, "Do you see that? Our daughter has grown up so much." Yes, friends, Jianzi's father has actually been dead for a long time. That father you saw talking at the beginning, the one Jianzi was ignoring, that was his spirit. The day before he died, Jianzi had a fight with him over some pudding and hadn't spoken to him since. That regret is what triggered Jianzi's ability to see ghosts. She could see her father, but she was afraid that if she acknowledged him, he would leave this world forever. So she pretended not to see him all this time. Today, she finally makes peace with her father's soul. In the final scene, the school festival is in full swing. The ghost house they built is a massive hit. Suddenly, the student council president shows up and starts giving advice again. Jianzi, Lily, and Yuria are all standing there. Then Lily asks in confusion, "Wait, who are you guys talking to?" Jianzi and Yuria freeze because this is an all-girls school. There's no such thing as a male student or a male student council president. This means that the entire time Jianzi and Yuria were talking to the president, he was actually a ghost too. And the story ends on that spine-chilling mystery. So guys, that was the story. This movie or series is titled Mieruko-chan. It's a Japanese horror comedy that has gained massive popularity worldwide. It has an IMDb rating of 7.4 out of 10, which is quite impressive for the horror genre. Do you know why people love this story so much? Because there's a psychological game at play. We all tend to ignore the problems in our lives, just like Jianzi ignored the ghosts. This story teaches us that ignoring fear doesn't make it go away. You have to face it, whether it's a ghost or the guilt buried deep in your heart. Let me know in the comments who else teared up during that final scene with Jianzi's father. A huge shout out to everyone who watched until the end. again. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It won't cost you a thing, but it helps me out a lot. Also, let me know in the comments which movie you want me to explain next. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a notification for these spooky stories. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.